good afternoon, and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin.
And I am Sandra Priestley. Welcome to our podcast and happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. So, we've got the end of the year approaching,
I know.
January, new beginnings
Yeah.
approaching. I want to get those list of questions from you again. Do you have those to ask ChatGPT?
Oh, somewhere. Somewhere I do.
Because I have had so much fun
Mm,
with that. The
mhm.
questions, and then they write out your year for you, and you've got your affirmations.
Yeah.
And then I turned that into a hypnotherapy session.
Oh, yes.
My
Yes.
word last year was abracadabra.
Mm,
Like,
I love that. And so, what do you think? Do you know what your word is going to be for
you
this
know,
year?
it came to me and I didn't write it down and it's gone. So
Oh,
I'm
shit.
hoping that I can pull it.
Yeah.
Like abracadabra kept popping up, and it was as I speak, so I create. And
Yeah.
it just spoke to me.
Right.
And we're doing
It
this
just
Advent.
sounds so lovely too. It just sounds so I don't know. I keep the word keeps coming to me as ethereal. Like it sounds so beautiful, the word itself, but also the explanation sounds like poetry to me. Like I
Yes.
feel like I want to, I don't know, write that on my wall
Hmm.
as I speak. So I create like I have on my wallpaper on my computer. I have just a saying that I've written, and it says, "Your art matters. Keep creating." And I think of all of us, no matter what we do, as being art.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like what we create is art.
Every single day.
Sometimes it's fucking red paint splattered all over the place.
And sometimes we have to paint over it because we make a big old mess.
Right. But it just, I don't know, it reminds me of like just stepping in, like, what kind of art do I want to create today?
Hmm.
And yeah, I love that. But I don't know. Every time you say what abracadabra means, I'm like, I love it so much. It just feels like poetry to me. It
Yeah.
feels like my soul receives it, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
I love it.
And it's not just our words that we create with,
Yeah.
it's our thoughts, it's our feelings. When we're sitting in despair or fear, we're creating.
Yeah.
And it's been 2 weeks since Paul lost his job. And we finally just told our parents.
Oh,
And I'm glad that I waited. I don't know how his parents responded because I did not tell them. But I know when I told my mother, she went,
oh, yes.
and I said, Mom, this was supposed to happen. He was no longer supposed to be there. This is just freeing him up for his next
Mhm.
opportunity.
Yeah.
And we're fine. We'll be fine.
Mhm.
And then she calmed down.
Yeah.
But if I had told her before I got grounded in that
Mhm.
knowing, it could have sent me into fear and panic.
Yeah.
But instead, it was like,
Right?
his next thing's right around the corner.
Yeah.
And we don't know what that's going to be, but we know it's going to be good,
I
you
know.
know?
I
And
can't
I
wait.
thought, this is why you don't get on the phone when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
and immediately start calling people going, can you believe?
Right. Client of mine, she does energy work for women that are going through divorce as she goes through her divorce. And she has used these tools that she has to really regulate herself and stay calm within. And I know that sometimes going through the divorce, I've seen women just become unglued,
Yeah.
right? And not that the guys don't too, but I don't work with guys. But she she read something on social media and she said, I really want to share this on my page. What do you think? And it was interesting because she found it sad. She was reading this from a healing slash healed place
Mm-hmm.
and a very grounded place. And so she read it and felt it was sad, but her her brand filter that we've really worked on is about finding calm in the chaos. And so, like her sharing this to people who are already in chaos, it would completely unravel them
Mm-hmm.
in that same way.
Yeah.
Even when I think back to this a lot, but when I was 42, I found I had 3 lumps in my breast.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had 3. I could feel them palpable. And I had to wait for about a week or a week and a half for an appointment to go to get my mammogram and ultrasound. And what was interesting was I told no one. I told Pam,
Mm-hmm.
but I told no one else because I couldn't handle. I was barely keeping it together. I couldn't handle if someone panicked.
Right.
So I didn't tell my mom until I came back and I knew that it was just cysts and it was fine. And so she had said, oh, what did you have to go to Edmonton for? And I said, well, I found 3 lumps in my breast. I had to go. They're cysts. And she says, oh, why didn't you tell me? And I said, because I couldn't handle it. Like I was fearful enough. I couldn't handle more.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, but that happens to women your age. And I'm like, fuck. If I had said something, I probably would have felt better, but
Yeah.
I wasn't willing or able to take that risk because I was trying so desperately to keep my shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was trying desperately to stay as grounded as I possibly can. And I was not grounded at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But it is really so fascinating when we can sit in awareness to that degree,
Yeah.
right? When we make it more about our own regulation than someone else's comfort of knowing in the moment.
Right.
And
Yeah.
maybe that comes with 50, being in our 50s. I don't know, but
I wonder because there are times that I'm like, why didn't I know this 20 years
mhm,
ago?
yeah.
And then it's like, well, you didn't have the ability to know this 20 years ago. When I have someone in their 30s that comes to work with me, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, like, where are you going to be
Right.
in 20 years? What is that going to look like? But yeah, so I don't know. But I have a client that's turning 50, getting ready to.
Mhm.
And I'm like, and she's opening up. She's letting some shit go. She has healed her body. Like she's doing all this amazing work. And she is getting ready to move into this job that she has wanted her whole life. And she's approaching it so much differently now. And I'm listening to her and I'm laughing and I'm like, this is 50 energy right here.
Yeah.
Like, there are
True.
no more fucks to give. Like, you're answering questions the way you want to, not the way you're anticipating them needing you to.
Exactly.
And it's interesting because she's the line of work that she's going in, she's like C suite. kind of stuff. But
Okay.
the line of work that she wants to get into, she's always wanted to, but where she would have had to start then wouldn't have allowed her to be where she sits now. It's almost like the
Mm.
universe closed these doors to say,
Yeah,
no, not yet, honey,
right.
because you need to hone all of these skills in order to really be in that particular industry.
Yeah,
But you're going to be up here when you
yeah.
go there. And I mean, she is a leader in her industry. And she had an interview yesterday, and it was with 5 people. And she texted me and she goes, I need to reschedule my Friday appointment. Can you see me today? My nerves are shot. I just had this interview.
Mm.
And as it turned out, my schedule had opened up. It was almost orchestrated, it felt like, because
Right.
she reached out at the perfect time. I mean, basically, it was just come on over to my office now,
Hmm.
which never happens.
Right.
And we had this amazing session and we talked and just trying to calm her down because she was like, this
Hmm.
is it. Did I
Yeah.
fuck everything up? Like they had 45 minutes left on the interview. They'd had a break and they said, okay, we're going to meet. And if we have more questions, then we'll come back in this last 45 minutes. You can answer them. Well,
Okay.
they had 0 questions for her.
Oh,
And she said, that's either really good or really bad.
exactly.
And as we talked, she was telling me the things that she was saying in the interview. And she said, I just feel like I was so thorough in all
Hmm.
of my explanations that they didn't need anything else.
Right.
And I said, that feels really good. She goes, yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Well, she texted me this morning. She aced it.
Yay.
And you know what I texted her back? Yay. And of course she did.
True. Exactly.
But she is managing her up level and just looking at the way everything in her life has worked out to lead her here.
Yeah.
50, she's going to love 50
Hmm.
because she has prepared for it. She's took like a year, probably 18 months off of work and solely focused on herself.
Nice.
And who she is today versus who she was a year ago,
Hmm.
different people.
Did I
Totally
tell
different.
you about this? I was doing a breathwork session
Mm-hmm.
and the facilitator was talking about, in her belief, she was talking about the fact that we are souls up in heaven and we have lessons to be learned. But up in heaven, we're perfect, right? There's like we are this perfect soul that has never felt the opposite of anything other than bliss and joy.
Yeah, we're just pure positive energy.
Pure
Hmm.
positive bliss.
Yeah.
But that's not what our human is supposed to do. Our human is supposed to experience the lessons.
Hmm.
So they're up in heaven going, oh, well, my lesson is this. I want to like grow as a soul.
Yeah.
And so the soul goes down to learn the lessons.
Hmm.
And if you've experienced this, like, the tragedy or the trauma or the triggers or the shitty experiences, and you learn from it, then you get it back up to heaven and you're like high fiving God, going, fuck,
Look
I
at
did
that.
it. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. I went down and I experienced the opposite of bliss so that I can truly appreciate where I'm at. And I think, I mean, whether I don't know, that's just what she believed, but I love this story because I feel like I am getting this message repeatedly. It is like a jackhammer to my forehead, getting this message repeatedly in social media or by people that I know about how we cannot truly experience like pure bliss unless we know what the opposite of that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because otherwise it just is. We don't really appreciate true joy unless we have felt the flip side of that, unless we felt sorrow.
Yeah.
But when we know where that is, we really appreciate joy. And if everything is just blissful in our lives and we've never experienced any sort of trauma or tragedy, then we don't ever really get to experience the opposite.
Mm-hmm. What happens is when we experience the trauma and the tragedy, in our humanness, we forget who we are.
Absolutely.
So we experience the trauma and we make it mean. I am unworthy. I am bad. I am stupid. I am fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And then we carry that bullshit around back of our head. Hey, psst,
Yeah.
you're an idiot. Whatever. Instead of going, what is this here to teach me and show me?
Exactly.
Whether it's a failure, whether it's something that happens to us, whether it's something that we do.
Yeah.
If we could stop beating ourselves up and start just showing up in the moment going, oh, what am I supposed to learn from this? Where is this going to take me? It would give us so much more joy and reduce our trauma immensely.
You know what's interesting? As you're speaking, I'm just thinking about how you were talking earlier about how you don't really lead your clients anymore, especially the ones with autism. You know, it's like their journey. How do they wish to experience it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking now about the different religions and how when, you know, Roman Catholic, for example, or Catholic religion suggests that we all suffer, right? And when we suffer, we're closer to God, sort of that vibe. And I don't resonate with that, but
Right.
I can definitely see a friend of mine, her husband went through some significant traumas, and he has just been baptized Catholic now. And I could see why he would be feeling salvation or safety in that, you know, suffering is, there's a purpose to suffering. Like I could see him getting there, because if I were to say to him, I'm more like Buddhist in nature, where like suffering is in our minds, or, you know, like we create our own suffering and we can stop it.
Right.
He would resist against that. Whereas I resist against this idea that we have to suffer in order to be good people.
Right.
You know, and I'm probably not getting that right, but like to me that I can't align with that. But I definitely can see people who would.
Yeah.
Because they really own that suffering. And so the easiest way to feel better, I think, is always the best way. Unless it's addiction or something,
Correct.
you know, that's like short term. I mean, long term. But sure, like belief wise, if we can see it in that way, like for me, the easiest way to get out of suffering is to realize that I'm creating it myself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But not always does everyone get there as quickly as me in that way. So finding your way,
And that's it.
so
It's
important.
because there are so many different avenues
Right.
to the same destination.
Absolutely.
And this idea that I know the way
Yeah.
for everyone is silly.
Yeah.
There's, I don't know, 8 billion people on the planet. There's more than
Right.
one way.
Right.
I have a new client who has some religious trauma,
Mm.
and he's a gay man. And he was brought up very, very, very religious. And that was sort of his identity until he realized he was gay. And then they
Mm.
wanted to fix him. And he's like, I'm not broken.
Right.
And what it's done is just pissed him off.
Hmm.
There's a lot of anger, and it's all directed towards the church.
Hmm.
And I'm like, but they're just human.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be there, but you also don't have to hate everybody in this group. Don't you
Yeah.
know some good people that are in this group?
Yeah.
And I mean, his parents have sort of gone with him and left. And so he's got a lot of support,
Support. Hmm.
which is great because that doesn't always happen. You
Yeah.
know, there are people that will choose the church over their child. And,
Yeah.
but it's trying just to lower the temperature on that because it consumes a lot of his thoughts
Hmm.
because he feels so betrayed and he feels like I'm a good person. And
Yeah.
then there's all this shame for who God created me to be. Understanding that's all they know.
Yeah.
And remove yourself from it.
Yeah.
Find your people
Yeah.
that you resonate with, that see you and love you.
To flow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can we be happier? How can we go with what feels natural to us instead of fighting against, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What if we just went with the flow?
Can the whole world just start going with the flow?
Go with the flow.
Like,
But it does feel so much easier when I think in terms of like the way that I, even for my business, if I think like, what do I want to create today? What do I want to share today? How do I need to share this? And what do I need to say so that I can, sign another client? And I feel so much resistance to that. I feel resistance to marketing. I feel resistance to structure. And so I just will not show up. But
oh,
when I just decide, fuck the rules, I'm going to share whatever the hell I want to share, almost like my social media, like my Facebook page
yeah.
is just for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to share my thoughts. Just like we do on this podcast.
Right.
On the podcast, we just say whatever we're going through, whatever
Yeah.
happens to come. There's no anticipation. We're not trying to get people to sign up with us on this podcast. We're just trying to help people
Mm-hmm.
like through our own experiences and our
In
own,
perspective. Yeah.
yeah. And that's where that feels like flow to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is just sharing whatever comes out of my mouth without any need for a result.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, other than I hope you fucking feel better from something that I've said.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. That's
If it
like,
creates some ease somewhere,
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. And that is really, yeah, I think my word of 2026,
Uh-huh.
flow. That's where it's coming from.
Hmm. I need to go back and look. I have been journaling so much.
Hmm.
Like just like I had a memory 2 nights ago, and I went and got my journal and I started writing about it. And then it jumped to another memory that reinforced the belief that I carried from the first entry.
Fascinating.
And I saw how it made me small. It kept
Yeah.
me sort of stifled, and
Yeah.
it was freeing. It was beautiful. And the more I wrote and the more that came out, I was like, holy shit. Like, this is all because I had a feeling and I started writing about it.
Well, and I don't know about you, but I don't love to journal with a prompt.
Oh, I love a prompt.
Right? I can't do it unless the prompt is, Dear Universe, this is how I'm feeling now. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Or Dear Universe, I don't know what the fuck to write. I mean, that's a good prompt for me because it just flows out of me.
Yeah.
Flow
Yeah.
again. But I find it so freeing to just write and see what comes out of my pen.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's flow for me.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be that way for everyone else,
Right.
you know?
And I love, like, when I have a thought and I'm like, okay, you need to journal on this
Right.
because I don't know where that's going to lead.
Uh-huh.
And it is all very fascinating when you get done and you stick
Yeah.
with it, and you, because
Right.
in the beginning it's a little, what am I trying to say?
Mechanical.
And then all of a sudden it's just like bleh.
I, so do you remember years ago, 2 years ago, I think it was when I did that journaling?
Mm-hmm.
I committed to 365 days of journaling, because I remember hearing so many of my coaches were like, you've got to journal, you've got to journal, you've got to journal every single day, like journal out your limiting beliefs. And I half-assed it, not even, maybe 1/8 assed it, you know? And so I decided, fuck it. No, I need to commit to this. One of the things that really noticed when I was researching it was they say that the first 2 pages of your journaling is more your conscious thoughts, and you're observing your conscious thoughts and you're really paying attention to what you're writing down.
Yeah.
And on page 3, your subconscious starts to go. You start to really just get into flow where you're not thinking about what you're writing. You're not judging about what's on the paper. Like you are literally just like writing a bunch of shit out that you're not even consciously aware of almost.
Yes.
And it becomes almost like automatic writing
Hmm.
where you're writing directly from the universe, from
Yeah.
spirit, or from your subconscious mind if you're talking about limiting beliefs. And I find like page 3 and on is always fascinating. Most of the time, we don't get there.
Yeah.
Most
But
of
if
the
we can
time,
stick with it, whew,
it is amazing what comes out of our pen.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love it. But with that, I think we're out of
We're out
time.
of time.
Thank you so much, Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you.
thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.